Honorable First Member for Piton and Rivière-du Haut.
B673, merci.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, I'm informed by the Road Development Authority that the fallback B42 road connects the village of Cottage to Poutreau Hamlet over a length of 3 kilometers. The road, which varies between 6 and 7 meters and is in general good condition. Footpaths have been provided along inhabited stretches wherever space road reserves are available, namely over an approximate length of 1 kilometer along the road. In addition, a works order has been issued by the RDA to construct an additional 100 meters of footpath and drain from the Shell filling station towards Poutreau Hamlet. Excavation works have started, and the works are expected to be completed by the end of August 2025. Mr. Deputy Speaker, with regard to Part A of the question, I am informed that the RDA will carry out a cadastral survey to identify available spaces for future construction of footpaths. However, given the narrowness of the road and space constraints due to existing build-up areas, it is not advised to acquire land compulsorily from numerous private owners to widen the road. Footpath and handrails will accordingly be implemented wherever possible. I am also informed by the RDA that a joint site visit has been proposed with the Traffic Management and Road Safety Unit to consider implementation of immediate road safety measures pending the implementation of footpath and drains. Such measures will include provision of road markings, traffic signs, and catch ice. Mr. Deputy Speaker, as regards Part B of the question, I am informed that the branch road connecting Cottage near traffic lights to good lengths at the level of Super U, commonly known as Beau Plateau Road, is not classified and hence falls under the purview of the District Council of Rivière-du-Rempart. I am informed by the latter that it does not have the required funding for the said project and has transmitted the request for enlargement and tarring of Beau Plateau Road to the National Development Unit of my ministry for consideration. Mr. Deputy Speaker, the House may note that this government is also coming up with the construction of the Motorway M4, which will start from Fourbac on the Motorway M2. It will join the Beau Plateau Road B43 at Mapou near Verger de la Bourdonnais and will pass through the villages of Poutreau Hamlet and Espérance Trébuchet, intersecting with the Fourbac Road B42 through a roundabout. This motorway will provide a safe and alternative route for road users, thus lessening the traffic along the Fourbac B42 and Beau Plateau B43 roads, thus improving their overall safety within the villages of Cottage and Poutreau Hamlet.
Honorable First Member for La Caverne Félix.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. B674, please.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I wish to inform the House that the Office of Public Sector Governance, OPSG, plays a very important role in fostering good governance across the public sector, including ministries, departments, state-owned enterprises, and local authorities. Its mandate includes providing management consultancy services, conducting in-depth financial, organizational, and governance reviews, and monitoring the performance of audit committees within public sector institutions, mainly to ensure effective implementation of the recommendations of the National Audit Committee, the National Audit Office, the Public Accounts Committee, and the Internal Control Unit. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, with regard to Part A of the question, the OPSG is currently reorienting its strategic approach to better align with evolving public expectations and institutional integrity standards. A key initiative being implemented during the current financial year 2025-2026 is the development of a comprehensive code of good governance for the public sector. This framework will serve as a unifying standard across public sector institutions with the objective of enhancing transparency and accountability, reinforcing ethical conduct and compliance, and elevating the overall effectiveness of service delivery in public sector organizations. The code is expected to strengthen systematic safeguards, instill a culture of responsibility, and restore public trust in the leadership and management of the public sector. With regard to Part B of the question, over the last 5 financial years, the OPSG has completed a total of 46 reviews covering areas such as finance, procurement, human resources, and governance. As follows: 2020-2021, 7 reports; 2021-2022, 10 reports; 2022-2023, 14 reports; 2023-2024, 10 reports. For the financial year 2024-2025, 5 reports have been completed and issued, and 4 are in progress of being finalized. It is to be noted that the 5 reviews that have been completed for the financial year 2024-2025, OPSG undertook assignments which were of a more complex nature and with wider scope, requiring more time to complete. In addition, during the same financial year, OPSG has been conducting governance surveys in 34 statutory bodies to assess compliance with the 8 principles enshrined in the National Code of Corporate Governance for Mauritius. And so far, 14 statutory bodies have been issued and assessed, and a governance report has been issued to them. As regards to remedial measures, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I wish to inform the House that OPSG analyzes and examines the issues, the shortcomings of the organizations reviewed, and subsequently proposes workable recommendations for improvement with respect to governance lapses, inefficiencies, and potential malpractices in public institutions. The responsibility to effectively implement the recommendations rests with the organization, the ministries, the departments for which OPSG conducted the reviews, and the implementation of these measures are monitored by the respective audit committees set up at the level of those ministries or departments. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, the OPSG operates on a demand-driven basis, and its reports are submitted exclusively to the requesting authority. Nevertheless, I wish to assure the House that where deficiencies are identified, OPSG recommendations are aimed at systematic rectification and capacity building. These typically include strengthening of internal controls, the revision of governance framework, and the clarification of reporting lines, including enhanced monitoring mechanism. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. May I ask the Honourable Minister, with regard to the annual report of the Office of Public Sector Governance, can she confirm to the House that, as at date, we've got only the annual report of 2016-2017 that is available for the public to consult?
May I? Thank you. Thank you for the additional question, Mr. Deputy Speaker. So I have been informed that this department it was previously called the Management Audit Office, and they used to publish their annual reports as an entity. Since 2019, they have been transferred to as a department under the ministry, and since then, the report of the ministry includes the affairs of the OPSG. Since 2019, they are included in the annual report of the ministry.
Honourable First Member for Montauban, Grande Rivière, South East.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Sir, B675.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I wish to inform the House that there is currently no public toilet block operated by the Council in the centre of Bel-Air Riverchess. However, a public toilet block managed by the Council is available at the New Bel-Air Market Fair, which is situated on the outskirts of the village. I am informed that there are private toilets facilities within the commercial complex housing the Save Mart supermarket, which is centrally located in the village. These, however, are not under the direction of the Council and are intended for customers of the commercial premises. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, following numerous requests from the public and in recognition of the inconvenience caused by the absence of a public toilet block in the center of the village, I wish to inform the House that the Saint-Esprit Parish has agreed in principle to the proposal. Discussions are currently ongoing and the Council has given its commitment to set up a toilet facility on the church premises, subject to the final agreement with the parish authority.
The Honourable Third Member for Maybeck Palma.
B676, please.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, acute cardiac emergencies are sudden life-threatening conditions that require immediate medical attention, and if not treated promptly, these emergencies can lead to severe complications. In this respect, the Service d'aide médicale urgente, SAMU, provides on-site pre-hospital medical treatment and stabilizes critical and vital emergency during transport, aligning with the golden hour concept, which is the quickest time frame to transfer patients to hospitals. The SAMI also handles secondary inter-hospital transfers for CT scans, MRIs, and primarily rescue percutaneous coronary intervention, a minimally invasive procedure used to open blocked or narrowed coronary arteries, which improves blood flow to the heart. The SAMI 24/7 control room at Victoria Hospital currently manages approximately 2,000 calls daily, utilizing an efficient triage and logistic system to handle vital emergencies, including myocardial infarctions in all 5 regional hospitals. Myocardial infarction is caused by decreased or complete cessation of blood flow to a portion of the muscle of the heart. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I wish to inform the House that my ministry is making provision for setting up of a trauma unit headed by emergency physicians in all regional hospitals to handle severe injuries and life-threatening emergencies. These units will provide immediate comprehensive care to patients having critical injuries from accidents and other traumatic incidents. I am informed that over the past 5 years, SAMI services based at Jawaharlal Nehru Hospital, Rosebell, has referred 170 patients, of which 41 patients were accepted for urgent primary percutaneous coronary intervention to the cardiac catheterization laboratory at Victoria Hospital. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I wish to inform the House that for period 2021 to date, 129 cases which were supposed to be undertaken have urgently been given the appropriate treatment of thrombolysis with tenecteplase in the SAMI ambulance itself. This medication dissolves blood clots for such cases. The patient was then admitted for appropriate follow-up, treatment and care. I wish to inform the House that since government took office, necessary has been made for a cath lab at Jawaharlal Nehru Hospital, and same will be operational within 1 month's time. During the last 10 years, there has been no increase in the number of ambulances, and I am informed that currently 8 ambulances and 6 SAMI are awaiting repairs. Therefore, I wish to inform the House that this government is taking strong initiatives to renew these ambulances and SAMI vehicles, and as such, 6 new vehicles are expected to upgrade the services. Moreover, I wish to inform the House that much efforts are being made to streamline the coordination between the SAMI services and the cardiac units so as to minimize delays and improve outcomes for cardiac emergency cases for the benefits of the population.
Yes, Honourable Ganga.
Thank you, Mr. Minister. 41 cases have been catered out of 170 cases, which is not adequate in case of emergency. percutaneous coronary interventions. Maybe later the Minister could provide the House with information about the number that have been refused and also the reasons for the refusals of the interventions. Thank you.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I have mentioned that 170 patients were referred, 41 patients were accepted for urgent primary percutaneous coronary intervention to the cardiac catheterization laboratory, and the rest, 129, they have been taken urgently. They were given appropriate treatment. They were not rejected. Appropriate treatment of thrombolysis. I am not a doctor myself, but I am made to understand that our ICU units, SAMI, they are they are moving ICUs throughout the country, and they undertake all urgent action that needs to be taken, that were taken, and care was given to those patients. And I have also mentioned that we are going to acquire more SAMI vans so that we can cater to the needs of more patients.
Honorable First Member for Motorway M3 South East.
Deputy Speaker, sir, B677.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I wish to provide a detailed update regarding the status of football grounds under the purview of Flag District Council. The Belair Rivière football ground, which covers an area of 6,400 meters square, was cleared on Friday, 11 July 2025. I am pleased to report that the lighting system at this ground is currently fully operational. However, it is important to note that the perimeter fencing has been damaged, and the cost estimate for the necessary repairs is around 1.8 million rupees. And the Council is in the process of securing financial clearance to proceed with these works. With regard to the Saint-Michel football ground, which spans 7,650 meters square, maintenance works are undertaken on Friday, 11 July 2025. Unfortunately, the lighting system at this ground was vandalized during March and April 2025. The required accessories and materials for repairs have already been procured, and the repairs works are expected to be completed by 28 July 2025. To mitigate future acts of vandalism, the installation of overhead wiring for the lighting system is under consideration. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, regarding the Ernest Fleuron football ground, which has an area of 6,656 meters square, clearing works were also completed on the 11th July 2025. At present, 6 out of the 12 floodlights are not functional. The District Council of Flag has informed that repair works will be carried out using in-house labor, with completion scheduled for 7 August 2025. Routine maintenance of all football grounds is conducted on a monthly basis by the Council to ensure the facilities remains in good condition. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, it has come to my attention that certain local authorities tend to act swiftly on maintenance and upgrading works only after a parliamentary question has been submitted regarding their jurisdiction. This reactive approach raises serious concern regarding their commitment to proactive service delivery. Regrettably, over the recent years, the quality of governance and public service within some local authorities has declined. This situation is largely attributed to a culture of complacency and lack of accountability on the part of a few officers. The legacy of neglect and the indifference under the previous administration has undermined public trust and service standards, and its consequences are still being felt today. As previously stated in my PQ B382 on 15 April 2025, disciplinary proceedings will be initiated against officers of local authorities who have failed to carry out their duties responsibly. The government remains fully committed to restoring discipline, professionalism, and accountability within the public service, and will not tolerate negligence of duty by any public officer entrusted to serve the public. Thank you.
Honorable Second Member for Culture Media Muka.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Question B678, please.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I am informed that there is a significant difference between pitches used to play futsal and other variations of football. Futsal is usually played indoors on a hard court, typically wooden or synthetic. On the other hand, synthetic pitches designed to mimic natural grass, offering an environment-friendly space for running and tackling, are utilized to play other variations of football, such as normal or small-sided games. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, the Ministry of Youth and Sports is not a licensing nor a regulatory authority for such infrastructures. Therefore, the Ministry does not keep data on the number of synthetic football pitches or futsal which have been constructed and that are operational around the island. Nevertheless, the Ministry has sought information from local authorities as construction permits are issued by them. Information is being compiled and will be tabled later. As regards to part A of the question, I am informed that the Saint-François-Xavier Stadium in Port Louis, which falls under the purview of the Ministry of Youth and Sports, is equipped with synthetic grass and managed by the Mauritius Sports Council. I am further informed that the Mauritius Sports Council operates and maintains 10 multi-use games area, commonly known as MUGA, which was constructed by the Mauritius Telecom Foundation. These facilities include small synthetic football pitches. The cost of the construction and maintenance of the facilities are also being compiled. Maintaining a synthetic football pitch involves regular cleaning, infill maintenance, and periodic deep cleaning to ensure optimal playing conditions and longevity. This includes removing debris and weeds, if any, brushing the turf, checking and replenishing infill levels, and addressing any wear and tear. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, with regards to synthetic football pitches falling under the purview of public entities, as already indicated, the Ministry of Youth and Sports has sought the necessary information from local authorities. Regarding part B of the question, I am informed by the Mauritius Sports Council that there are no reported cases of physical injuries sustained by users of the 10 MUGAs or at Saint-François-Xavier Stadium. With regards to part C of the question, I wish to inform the House that the Ministry of Youth and Sports does not intend to replace its existing synthetic pitch at Saint-François-Xavier Stadium with a natural one.
Just for the record, Honourable Minister, you are the acting Minister of Sport.
Yes.
Yes, you reply to the question. The supplementary, the Honourable Third Member for Port Louis North and Mort Island.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. B679, please.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I am informed by the Municipal City Council of Port Louis that there are currently 79 green spaces, 9 public gardens, and 44 children's playgrounds under its jurisdiction. These sites are maintained and embellished by the Council's in-house workforce. For the information of the House, I am tabling the list of these amenities. The proposal made by the Honourable Member to seek sponsorship for the upkeep and enhancement of these public spaces is most welcome. Over the past 2 years, the Council has benefited from private sponsorship, notably in August 2023, Livestock Feeds Limited provide 4 litre bins and 4 benches for the green space opposite Pi SSS at a cost of 64,000 rupees. In June 2025, the Rotary Club of Montebello, Pi, funded the renovation of play equipment at the Montebello Children's Playground amounting to 67,000 rupees. So far, The City Clinic has positively responded to a request from my ministry and has also sent a proposal for the embellishment and maintenance of the Plainvert Garden. Furthermore, I am informed that the Council has, in principle, no objection to private sponsorship for the maintenance and embellishment of green space, public gardens, and children's playground, provided such initiatives are submitted for formal approval at the Council's meeting.
The Honourable Second Member for Belrose Catbourne. Honourable Member.
B680, merci.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I'm informed that Palma Community Health Center stands on a plot of land of 15 space, which was donated by the Municipal Council of Travaux in the year 1988. My ministry initiated action for the renovation of Palma Community Health Center, and following a bidding exercise, the contract for renovation and extension works was awarded to a contractor on 4th September 2023. However, in October 2023, the Ministry of National Infrastructure informed my ministry not to proceed with the handing over of the site to the contractor, as the Road Development Authority was envisaging the realignment of the road passing very close to the existing community health center building. This would severely affect the usage of the existing building and render it non-functional. Consequently, in view of major road works in that area, construction works on the new proposed design of the community health center could not be implemented. In order to provide a modern state-of-the-art facility to the inhabitants of Palma region, my ministry is liaising with the Ministry of Housing and Lands, the Ministry of National Infrastructure and the Traffic Management and Road Safety Unit for either acquisition of vesting of a new plot of land in that area for the construction of a new community health center. In the meantime, I can assure the Honourable Member that all mitigating measures will be undertaken to see to it that the place is safe for those who will come there.
Yes, sir.
Je vous remercie, Monsieur le Vice-président. Je remercie le ministre pour sa réponse. Pending completion of procedures related to the land, will the Minister inform the House whether urgent works could be undertaken, such as installing main courante on the front step of a dispensary and the toilet? Furthermore, if a solution can be considered to separate the pharmacy from patient consultations currently taking place in the same room. Thank you.
I have already mentioned that mitigating measures will be undertaken, and I can assure the Honourable Member by next week we can have a site visit so that we can have a proper look at the building and take whatever decision needs to be taken.
Do let me know when you intend to go to the site.
Yes.
The second member for Kochimiti Amuka.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Question B681, please.
Thank you very much, Honourable Member. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, with regard to first part of the question, the total revenue obtained by government in respect of the tuna fishing industry over the period 2019 to 2024 amounts to 537,516,875 rupees. The revenue derived is from payment of the following: license fees of 382 million rupees by 780 registered fishing vessels, and tonnage fee of 156 million by foreign-owned Mauritian flag fishing vessels exporting tuna and tuna-like species, fish species. I'm informed that these 780 licenses were issued to the following categories of fishing vessels. 1, 294 licenses to fishing vessels under the Sustainable Fisheries Partnership Agreement with the European Union. 205 licenses to fishing vessels under the Mauritius-Seychelles Reciprocal Fishing Agreement. 311 licenses to fishing vessels not under any fishing agreement, and 470 licenses to Mauritian semi-industrial fishing vessels. Now, the tonnage fee was paid by foreign-owned Mauritian flag vessels operating in the industrial tuna fishery, exporting tuna and tuna-like fish species. Mr. Deputy Speaker, I'm tabling detailed information on the 780 fishing licenses issued to fishing vessels and revenue derived therefrom, as well as the applicable tonnage fee for the period of 2019-2024. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, with regard to the second part of the question, the forms in which the revenue was obtained in respect of the tuna fishing industry is mostly through bank transfer.
The Honourable First Member for Port Louis North and Motorway.
Merci, Monsieur le Vice-président. Question B, 682. Merci.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I wish to inform the House that in accordance with Section 8 of the National Pensions Act 1976, the criteria for someone to benefit from an invalid's basic pension is that the person should suffer from a disability of at least 60%, which is likely to last for a period of at least 12 months, and he should be under the age of 60 years. First, let me inform the Honourable colleague of the constituency Port Louis North, Montaiglon Port Louis North, that it would be inexact to state that the invalid basic pension to which the minor BCGAL was entitled was discontinued when he proceeded for overseas treatment. As a matter of fact, I am informed that a claim for invalid basic pension in favor of the minor was made on the 23rd May 2024. He was convened for medical assessment on the 4th of July 2024, 4th September 2024, and 5th November 2024, but he did not attend the medical board. Consequently, he was reconvened for medical assessment by the medical board on the 16th December 2024. On the 27th January 2025, he was recommended for the basic invalid pension for 1 year with effect from May 2024, date of application to April 2025. The first payment of 169,000 rupees was made by check on the 3rd of February 2025, representing payment from May 2024 to February 2025. I am further informed that the minor was reboarded for renewal of the invalid's basic pension on the 14th May 2025, and same has not been recommended by the medical board. Following a disallowance notice issued to the minor, an appeal was filed on the 16th of June 2025, and the medical appeal tribunal hearing has been scheduled for 23rd July 2025. As a matter of fact, I am also informed by the Ministry of Health that the first overseas treatment of the minor to Chennai was on the 21st June 2024, and the second overseas treatment was for from 21st February 25 to 8 March 2025. All the costs of the treatment was covered by the government. From the above chronology, it is clear that despite the fact that the minor has his overseas treatment on the 21st June 2024, he was paid his invalid basic pension for 1 year with effect from May 2024. In addition, he was abroad, while he was abroad from 21st February 2025 to 8th March 2025, he was also paid his BIP for this period. Let me add that I have paid 2 visits to the mother, the minor, and the family to verify the fact stated above, and to extend this government's compassion to the minor and the family. In parallel, myself and activists in the region have ensured solidarity actions to help the minor and his family. Furthermore, given that this case is considered a hardship case by the National Empowerment Foundation, it has been decided to allocate a proper NHDC housing to the family and the minor. My dear honorable colleague can rest assured that I, as a caring member of the National Assembly, representing constituency number 4, and as a caring minister of a caring and a responsible government, we will always display kindness and humanism and assume our responsibility to our fellow citizens' well-being and dignity. Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir.
Yes, you have one supplement.
Merci, Monsieur le Vice-président. Merci à mon collègue ministre pour la réponse. Comme vous le savez, c'est un cas très déchirant. Le ministre et son personnel, comme il vient de le dire, ont attendu que je dépose cette interpellation parlementaire pour visiter cet enfant. Je pose la question tout de suite. L'honorable ministre conviendra-t-il avec moi que ce cas n'est qu'un des nombreux cas où le personnel de son ministère fait preuve d'un manque de compassion et d'humanité? Que fera-t-il pour que les personnes en détresse n'aient pas à subir une telle humiliation dans l'avenir, tout comme le cas du bébé BCGAL? Merci.
I refer to my colleague, the statement I made to the National Assembly during the last session to address the various issues that prevailed during the last 10 years and to address it with deep and profound reform that this government will be bringing to the law regulating and determining national pension, invalid pension benefits and invalid pensions and benefit.
The Honourable Second
The change will come.
The Honourable Second Member for Grand-Bien Poudre.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker, sir. B683.
Monsieur le Vice-président, avec votre permission, je vais répondre à cette question. Je suis informé que Blue World Explorer Limited est le centre de plongée où s'est produit le 20 mars 2025, le malheureux incident au cours duquel M. BD a perdu la vie. Le centre de plongée a obtenu une licence d'entreprise touristique le 23 décembre 2024 pour exercer ses activités de plongée sous-marine à l'hôtel Le Méridien, après avoir rempli les conditions suivantes. A. Autorisation de la Mauritius Scuba Diving Association. B. Conformité aux normes établies par la MSDA pour une telle activité. C. Validité de permis de plaisance attaché au centre de plongée. Et D. Couverture d'assurance pour tous les employés travaillant pour la société. Monsieur le Vice-président, immédiatement après avoir été informé de l'incident, 2 agents de l'Office du tourisme se sont rendus sur place pour établir un rapport préliminaire. Ils ont indiqué que M. BD était décédé des suites de multiples blessures après l'explosion. Son décès a été confirmé par un médecin de la clinique du Nord. La police a ouvert une enquête. Les responsables de l'autorité du tourisme ont également indiqué que la licence du centre de plongée était valable jusqu'au 23 décembre 2025, tandis que celle du bateau de plaisance était valable jusqu'au 27 août 2025. Les activités se déroulaient conformément au protocole établi. De plus, tous les employés du centre de plongée étaient couverts par une police d'assurance. Néanmoins, compte tenu du décès signalé à la suite de l'accident, les activités du centre de plongée de l'hôtel Le Méridien et le permis de navigation de plaisance ont été suspendus en attendant la conclusion de l'enquête policière. En réponse à la partie A de la question, je suis informé que s'agissant d'un accident survenu sur le lieu de travail, le ministère du Travail et des Relations industrielles a ouvert une enquête afin d'identifier les causes profondes. Je crois savoir que l'enquête est en cours. Mon ministère, Monsieur le Vice-président, attend le résultat de l'enquête de la police et du ministère du Travail pour prendre des mesures appropriées concernant la licence du centre de plongée. Monsieur le Vice-président, en ce qui concerne la partie B de la question, afin d'éviter de tels incidents malheureux ne se reproduisent, mon ministère a entre autres mis en place une squad pour conduire des visites surprises pour les opérateurs disposant d'une licence d'entreprise touristique auprès de l'autorité du tourisme pour les centres de plongée, identifier si les opérateurs adhèrent aux normes établies et s'assurer que leurs équipements complémentaires sont en bon état de fonctionnement. Monsieur le Vice-président, des instructions ont également été données au Tourism Authority d'appliquer strictement les dispositions des lois existantes, réglementations et assurer un suivi étroit de tous les titulaires de permis. Monsieur le Vice-président, enfin, en réponse à la partie C de la question, je dois dire que l'autorité du tourisme suit de près cette affaire et avec la compagnie d'assurance du centre de plongée et la conclusion de l'enquête policière, le nécessaire sera fait.
Honourable Third Member for Culture, Moka.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, as highlighted in my previous reply to parliamentary question B489 on 13 May 2025, the Saint-Martin Dam Leisure Park project at Coeur was approved during the year 2017-2018 financial year under the previous administration. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, so this project has been marked by poor planning, fragmented execution strategy, and questionable procurement practices by the former government. Instead of adopting a streamlined and transparent design and build model, which would have ensured better coordination, timely delivery, and cost control, the previous administration split the project into multiple components. These were awarded to various contractors through different procurement methods, including sales quotations, restricted bidding, direct procurement, and open advertised bidding. This fragmented approach has compromised efficiency, escalated costs unnecessarily, and caused prolonged delays as the former administration kept on increasing the scope of work with time, and the project has still not yet been completed despite it started 8 years ago. I have been informed that a preliminary assessment conducted by the District Council of Moka on 19 May 2025 revealed several defects and discrepancies in the completed infrastructural works and incomplete landscaping. In response, the District Council has initiated actions against defaulting contractors, including forfeiting retention money, conducting performance reviews, and initiating procedures to suspend or debark those who have not met satisfactory standards. As regard to Part A of the question, I am tabling the list of all contractors involved and the payments made to each of them. And also, regarding to Part B of the question, I am advised that the contractors was provided with materials for implementing the works. I am also tabling the list of materials supplied by the District Council of Moka to the contractors. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, as regard to Part C of the question, I wish to assure the House that the District Council of Moka has been instructed to complete its survey on all outstanding works and the project be completed before the end of this year. Thank you.
The Honourable Fourth Member for Port Gisdos and Montano.
B685.
So I'm standing for the substantive ministers on overseas mission. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, the Republic of Mauritius is represented worldwide through a network of 19 diplomatic missions, 1 consulate general, and 1 consulate. These overseas missions are an integral part of the ministry and are headed by an ambassador, stroke high commissioner, or a council. With regard to Part A of the question, I'm hereby tabling the information on the number of missions currently in operation with the names of the heads. There are currently 3 ambassadors in post, and the other missions are being headed by diplomats acting as chargé d'affaires. With regard to details of the remuneration and allowances paid, they are governed by the PRB report. With respect to Part B of the question, I'm tabling the annual operation costs incurred in respect of each mission over the past financial year, including rental charges and other staff-related expenses. With regard to Part C, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, of the question, the government does not envisage to have any reduction in the number of missions. With the current geopolitical situation, government is focusing on enhancing its bilateral relations worldwide and use of our diplomatic missions to explore further trade, investment opportunities, technology transfer and capacity building in line with our government program and the parameters of our budget. Mr. Deputy Speaker, so rather than reducing the number of missions, we're maximizing efficiency, reducing unnecessary expenditure, and making optimal use of resources.
Yes. The Honourable Minister. Although he's not the substantive minister, but speaking of efficiency, whether a study has been made recently or is available with regards to certain minor embassies such as those in terms of activity, whether these embassies, these missions are efficient and whether they should be reviewed, their model of functioning. These are, amongst others, Berlin, Moscow, Kuala Lumpur, and Maputo. So is there such a study on the efficiency of those 4 embassies, including maybe others as well?
Mr. Deputy Speaker, size doesn't mean that they are not efficient. In fact, they are delivering and delivering to the best of our abilities to serve the interests of our nation.
The Honourable Second Member for Maybeck, Palma.
B686. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir. The NHTC housing estate at Mardi, known as Residence Hortensia, was completed in April 2024 and delivered to the eligible beneficiaries as from the end of May 2024. The housing estate comprises 203 units of ground plus 1 in a row-type configuration. With regards to Part A, I'm informed that by the NHGC that to date, out of the 203 housing units, 181 are occupied, 2 housing units have not yet been allocated, and the initial beneficiaries have declined, the offer, and 20 beneficiaries are currently carrying out fit-out and external improvement works prior to moving into their houses. As regards Parts B, given that the housing units at Residence Hortensia are individually owned, the housing estate is not governed by a règlement de copropriété, and thus there is no syndic. The residents are responsible for the upkeep and maintenance of their property. The NHDC has, in March 2025, requested the District Council of Grand Port to take over the multi-purpose hall and the commercial space at Residence Hortensia. The previous government had not made any preparations whatsoever with regards to those particular issues. A reply is now awaited from the relevant District Council, and my good friend, the Minister of Local Government, has been made aware of same. In the meantime, the NHDC is ensuring the maintenance of the green spaces, children's playground, and the other shared facilities and amenities. Allow me to add, however, that this is the way that things were planned by the previous regime. However, I am of the view that it is the responsibility, and it should be the responsibility of the local authority to maintain the children's playground as well as the other facilities there. But it is also the responsibility, once the internal roads of any such estate is declared public, that it is and should be the responsibility of the local authority to maintain the roads and to clean the places, because there are too many places that are not being maintained by the local authorities. The reason being so is that the previous regime has tried to remove them from the ambit of the responsibility of the local authorities. So if we are to work together as a team, we will be able to manage all those problems.
Yes, Honourable.
Yes, thank you to my colleague, Mr. There is a social welfare hall in this residence which have never been opened for the inhabitants. Can the Minister see if needful can be done so that these people can have social community activities?
The whole idea of that particular multi-purpose hall is precisely for the residents for it to be used. That there is, therefore, in my humble view, even though the previous government had decided that there shall be no syndic within such a property, I am of the view, and logic dictates, that there should be a syndic. Because if there is no syndic, who will maintain the multi-purpose hall? because it is only for access to the residents of that place. So there should be a Santic. And the Santic and I take advantage of this, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, to pass the very important message, is that not only are we trying to revamp and reform the whole idea of managing and maintaining those residential estates, NHDC and SLD, but we have to continue with the new scheme that we're coming up with, mentioned in the budget, but the people with the Santic have to take the responsibility of contributing. A majority of them do. But it is important that all of us, if you get good service, they will clearly pay. Thank you.
Next question, the Honourable Third Member for Portruis North and Motaidong.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir. PQB 687, please.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, with your permission, I will reply to this PQ on behalf of my colleague, the Substantive Minister of Information Technology, Communication and Innovation. I thank the Honourable Member for showing such enthusiasm regarding the mobile app Coeur. Let me inform the House that this new app is still at its conception stage. Consultations are ongoing regarding both the features of Coeur and the services that will be available thereon. At this stage, only the name, logo, and tagline of the mobile app have been reserved with the Industrial Property Office of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Regional Integration, and International Trade. Once this app Coeur is ready, it is only then that it will be correct for the Ministry to provide ample information about sale. Thank you.
Yes,
May I ask the Honourable Minister whether there are measures that are being considered to encourage members of society to get registered with the new application?
Yes. I think the Substantive Minister will take charge of that.
Okay. The Honourable First Member for Pito-Angivia-Jurapa.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir. B688.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, with regard to Part A of the question, which requires detailed statistical information, I'm proposing, with your permission, to table this part of the answer. Regarding Part B of the question, I wish to inform the House that in line with government's vision as stated in Government Programme 2024-2029, to position Mauritius as a globally competitive and vibrant higher education hub, my ministry, in collaboration with the various institutions operating under its aegis, has initiated focused actions to develop appropriate strategies for promoting Mauritius as a destination of choice for higher education. My ministry has established 3 national committees which are tasked with formulating recommendations and implementable actions to attract more international students to Mauritius. The committees are, namely, internationalization of higher education, branding and marketing of higher education, and Study in Mauritius platform. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, these committees, following extensive consultations with various stakeholders, presented their findings and recommendations at the Higher Education Summit, which was organized by my ministry from 4 to 6 June 2025. The recommendations are presently being translated into an action plan under the Study in Mauritius banner, and as an immediate step to develop a roadmap for attracting international students from key regions. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, a holistic approach is being adopted to promote the Study in Mauritius and internationalization initiatives, and these comprise, among others, facilitations regarding visa and work permit policies, simplification of application processes, and the introduction of post-study work visa framework to retain talents. Language support, cultural adaptation, access to health services, student orientation, and housing standards tailored to international needs, and promoting transnational education through joint degrees academic exchanges and virtual mobility programs.
Yes.
Thank the Honourable Minister for such an elaborate reply. Could the Honourable Minister also inform the House which countries are being targeted by the campaign to study in Mauritius campaign? Thank you.
Initially, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, we are targeting countries like Zimbabwe, where we're already having a large number of students coming to Mauritius, Zimbabwe, Botswana in Africa, and in Asia, we're targeting Nepal and Indonesia.
Thank you. The Honourable First Member for Port-Louis North and Motailon.
Merci, Monsieur le Vice-président. Question B 689.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I wish to inform the House of the first setting up of an incinerator at Creve, Coeur. A plot of land measuring 1,200 square meters was acquired by the District Council of Pamplemousses from Terra Gris on 29 September 2022 for a token sum of ₹1. The proposed project involves the construction of a concrete building to accommodate an LPG fire human incinerator, along with a toilet block and other associated amenities. The initial estimated cost of the project is ₹26 million. The District Council of Pamplemousses launched an open national bidding exercise on 19 February 2025 with a closing date of 3rd March 2025. A total of 5 bids were received and opened on 4th March 2025. The evaluation exercise was conducted at the level of the Council. The lowest evaluated substantially responsive bid was submitted by R1 Enterprise Limited for a total amount of ₹26,097,812.50, inclusive of VAT. As this amount slightly exceeded the initial project estimate, an additional sum of $97,812.50 was requested from my ministry. Approval for the additional funding was granted and formally conveyed on 26 June 2025. In line with Section 40, Part 3 of the Public Procurement Act, notification letters were issued to both the selectors and unsuccessful bidders on 3rd July 2025. As no challenge was received within the prescribed delay period, the contract will be awarded to the lowest evaluated responsive bidder by 18 July 2025. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, following the signing of the contract, the contractor will have 14 days to take possession of the site. Works are expected to begin by the end of August 2025 and will be completed within a period of 12 months, that is by August 2026. Thank you.
The Honourable First Member for Pitong
P690. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honourable Member, for putting the question. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I will seek your indulgence because the reply is so long that I might as well circulate. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You have a supplementary? No, supplementary. Honourable Third Member for Bobassa, Petite Rivière.
P691, please.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, the National Cancer Centre currently manages 21,000 active cancer cases. According to the latest National Cancer Registry, which is published annually, a total of 2,841 new cancer cases were diagnosed in Mauritius during the year 2023, comprising 1,205 cases among males and 1,636 cases among females. The primary focus for treatment at National Cancer Centre includes blood cancers and solid tumors. Solid tumors are abnormal tissue masses that develop in organs or tissues. The NCC in Mauritius provides comprehensive treatment for the most common cancers diagnosed in the country. Among males, the center treats cancers of the prostate, colorectal region, lung, stomach, ENT, head and neck. For females, NCC offers specialized care for breast, colorectal, endometrial, ovarian and cervical cancers, which represent the main cancer type affecting women in Mauritius. A total of 295 cancer patients have received treatment at the radiotherapy department of NCC. Major modalities of treatment include also chemotherapy and surgical oncology. I'm informed that chemo sessions are predominantly conducted at NCC with 1,200 sessions per month and 1,500 chemotherapy sessions delivered monthly across the island in all regional hospitals. Since government took office, I took note that all equipment were lying idle. Consumables and medicines had expired and no surgery was being carried out. Over and above the introduction of a second linear accelerator in December 2024, more patients have received radiotherapy at the center. A full-fledged surgical oncology unit is operational at NCC since February of this year, whereby 175 cancer patients have undergone surgery with technical assistance from foreign teams in certain cases. With regard to part B of the question, National Cancer Center has successfully completed the installation, commissioning, and licensing of its state-of-the-art PET CT scanner, SPECT CT scan, DEXA scan, and HDR brachytherapy, marking a significant milestone in the enhancement of hybrid diagnostic imaging in Mauritius. I wish to inform the House that the operational license has already been granted on 7th July 2025, and as at date, 15 PET scan studies have already been carried out on a pilot basis. This number will increase in the coming weeks so as to allow more patients to benefit from this advanced diagnostic equipment. In addition, my ministry is having consultation with the Republic of India for acquiring the services of an oncosurgeon to carry out oncosurgeries at the new cancer center on a regular basis, thus sustaining the oncosurgery program.
Yes. The Honourable said member for Mayberg, Palma.
B692, please.
Honourable Minister of Housing and then.
Sorry.
Can you please follow?
It was an exchange of national importance. Issues were at stake. We managed to sort it out. So thank you very much. So I am informed that in 1983, the government acquired from Montrésor Mont Désert, now Omnicane, at the nominal price of 10 rupees, a plot of land of an extent of 11 acres, 65 perches at Coeur, commonly referred to as Kenya, located near Le Bouchon, in view of regularizing the situation of the families who had been occupying those plots of land since the aftermath of Cyclone Carol. In 1985, part of the site was parceled out, whereby some 75 residential leases were granted. Subsequently, some 60 pre-July 2015 squatters over the remaining part of the state land were each granted a lease for residential purpose. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I'm informed that following subdivision of some of the plots of land, there are at present a total 149 plots at Coeur as follows: 145 residential plots, one plot on which stands a village hall, one plot occupied by Arya Samaj, one plot leased to Force Vive of Coeur, and one vacant plot. My ministry is in accordance with the provisions of sections 5.5 of the State Lands Act, also proceeding with the sale of state land to the families holding a building site lease for residential purposes. I am informed that 72 notarial deeds witnessing the sale of the land have already been registered. 37 cases are currently being processed, and 34 cases will be processed once pending issues relating to expiry of leases, dispute among heirs, and site occupation are resolved. The remaining 2 cases pertain to suspected squatting that have not yet been regularized, as further investigation is required. Thank you.
The Honourable Third Member for Mayberg, Palma.
B693, please.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I am informed that in 2015, the Road Development Authority commissioned a traffic study with a view to reviewing traffic scheme in Port-Louis so as to alleviate the current severe traffic congestion along the motorway. It was observed that one of the main bottlenecks was at the Place d'Armes intersection which serve as the main entry and exit point for both northbound and southbound traffic. Further to the recommendation of the study, the Deccan flyover project was implemented in 2018, which connects Motorway M1 to A1 Road in front of Line Barracks to provide for a second entry point to the city center for traffic coming from the south. Various traffic schemes have been implemented by the RDA as an integral part of the Deccan flyover to alleviate traffic congestion as follows. Number one, reconfiguration of the junction as Place d'Armes by eliminating the right turning movement to the north. This movement towards the north via M2 was prohibited to ensure a better traffic fluidity for the mainstream traffic along the motorway for the northbound and southbound traffic. Number two, following the aforementioned traffic restraint, traffic are now using alternative routes to exit the city center to proceed towards the north via M2 as follows. Number one, left turning exit at Place d'Armes on Motorway M1, the U-turn at Coeur roundabout to the north, turning to the left, roundabout and then going to the north. Royal Street, Nicolet Road, Military Road, the connection to eventually join Motorway M2 through New Quai interchange. Brown-Séquard Street via Orléans Street and Deschartres Street via Coeur roundabout and slip lane towards Motorway M2. Brown-Séquard Street, Orléans Street, d'André-Casteau Street, A1 Road, Colonel Sandapa Street, Coeur roundabout, and then the slip lane towards Motorway M2. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, prior to the implementation of the Deccan project and the extension of the metro line to the Place d'Armes metro station, there were 5 lanes in the northbound direction with 3 through lanes towards the north and 2 right turning lanes toward the city center. There were 2 lanes in the southbound direction, and with this consideration, the capacity of the motorway at this particular junction was adequate to cater for the high traffic volume during peak hours for both through and turning movements. Currently, there are only 2 through lanes for movement towards the north and only 1 right turning lane towards the city center, while the lane configuration towards the south has remained unchanged. This is because of the Metro Express project. It has consumed space on the motorway. This has decreased, therefore, the capacity for moving traffic from 5 lanes to 3 lanes along the northbound carriageway. With this reduction in lane configuration from 5 lanes to 3 lanes, there has been considerable decrease in the overall junction capacity for both through and right turning movements. From a traffic management point of view, the new road configuration has reduced capacity, and restoring the right turning movement towards the north will critically impact upon the performance of the Place d'Armes junctions, resulting in longer traffic queues and considerable traffic delays for traffic along M1 and M2. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, therefore, from the foregoing, reverting back to the old configuration is now not feasible.
Honourable Third Member for Gobasa, Chitrivia.
694, please.
Yeah. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, with regard to Part A of the question, I am tabling the requested information which was obtained from the National Land Transport Authority. As regards Part B, I am informed that the regulator has already started working on the proposals to review the existing methodology used for the calculation and payment of the free travel subsidy. I am made to understand that the current formula, which dates back to the introduction of the free travel scheme in 2005, is primarily based on fixed amounts for different routes and the estimated fleet utilization for each operator. As such, payments to the bus operators are made as follows. National Transport Corporation, estimated time rate of utilization, 78%, UBS, 77%, Trio Labour Service, 88%, Rosil Transport, 77%, MBT, 90%, individual bus operators, including Rodrigues, 90%. The monthly free travel compensation for individual bus operators for the different routes, including Rodrigues, range from 37,750 to 71,500 monthly, that is. However, with the forthcoming implementation of the fleet management system, which will enable real-time monitoring of bus operation, including number of trips performed and distance travel, the NLTA will be able to effect the payment of the free travel compensation more rationally, fairly, and judiciously, since payment will be based on a trip basis. As such, Deputy Speaker, sir, the fleet management system will undoubtedly allow for subsidy calculation based on the actual number of trips completed, thereby ensuring greater accountability, transparency, and alignment with level of service delivery, and therefore better value for money for taxpayers. Thus, the revised formula, along with the support of the FMS, will soon put a full stop to the current state of chaotic affair, it's quite chaotic, which has perpetuated and worsened over the last decade. Here I would like to emphasize on statistics which showcase that. Number one, there has been an increase of 51% in our vehicular fleet since 2015 to date, which registered at the NLTA. It was 486,000 plus, now it's 733,000 plus. So therefore, one would expect more people to use vehicles than buses. So therefore, nothing has been done over the last 10 years. And I'm questioning that now. And number two, the number of buses licensed with the road service licenses has decreased by 100 buses in the last 10 years. Number three, the Metro Express has been introduced since 2020, and it commutes some 40,000 passengers per day. So one would expect less people traveling by the bus. Despite the aforementioned figures, the payment mechanism and quantum for the free travel compensation have remained almost unchanged, and I condemn this irresponsible disbursement offence over the last 10 years. This is why, Deputy Speaker, sir, I maintain that the fleet management system will be a game changer. A sum of 70 million rupees for first time ever has been catered for in this current budget exercise. The consultant has finalized the document, and same is expected to be launched soon. Furthermore, a consultation exercise has been fixed for Thursday, 24 July 2025, wherein all concerned stakeholders, including bus operators mostly, will be briefed on the fleet management system, the forthcoming bus services bill, as well as the introduction of the cashless ticketing system, which also is in the list of projects in the pipeline for my ministry. The above will undeniably bring a paradigm shift in the quest for modernization of the land transport as provided for in Government Programme 2025-2029.
Yes.
Merci, Monsieur le Vice-président. Par rapport à la décision du gouvernement de repousser l'âge de la retraite à 65 ans, l'honorable ministre peut-il nous dire si... La pension de vieillesse, pardon. Merci de repousser la pension de vieillesse à 65 ans. L'honorable ministre peut-il nous dire comment il compte s'y prendre en ce qui concerne les personnes du 3e âge, justement, qui voyagent gratuitement par autobus? Y aura-t-il des changements à ce niveau?
Insofar as this concern, I think there's no need for concern on this. There's no change.
The Honourable First Member for Montaille-Blanche, Gondry-Viers.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir. B695.
Yes. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I am informed by the NLTA.
If your answer is long, we can circulate it. It looks very well.
It's quite long.
Yeah, but circulate it, please.
Can I read the essential part then?
No, circulate it. My friend will.
So please, there you are.
Your supplementary question? The supplementary. The second member for Kochemiti Muka.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Question B696, please.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, let me at the outset convey my gratitude to all supply teachers who have helped my ministry to palliate the shortages of academic staff and ensure that classes are not left unattended and the students are not penalized. In fact, it has been the practice for my ministry to have recourse under delegated power to enlist the services of supply teachers both in primary and secondary schools as a contingency measure to cater for the shortage of educators who have proceeded on maternity leave, long vacation leave, leave without pay, and study leave. The availability of a pool of supply teachers is also crucial whenever gaps occur in the recruitment exercise of permanent educators, for instance, with the introduction of new subjects arising due to curriculum reforms. It is also known that supply teachers do not benefit from the same compensation or other privileges as compared to holders of permanent posts as educators, thus impacting on their motivation and resulting in low retention capacity. To this effect, consultations have been held between my ministry and the Ministry of Public Service on the modalities towards devising a more attractive scheme of service for supply teachers of primary and secondary schools with a view to improving their working conditions. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, with regard to part A of the question, these consultations have resulted in the identification by my ministry of a number of additional benefits that may be granted to supply teachers, and these have been transmitted to the Ministry of Public Service. My ministry has been informed by the Ministry of Public Service that the recommendations have already been made on the basis of our consultations to the Pay Research Bureau for consideration in the next report. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, with regard to part B of the question, in view of the fact that the recommendations have already been made to the PRB, it is advisable at this stage that we await the outcome thereof and hope for an enhanced career progression of teachers and quality-driven long-term teaching for the students. Moreover, after les Assises de l'Éducation held in April this year, we are going to hold the validation workshops prior to finalizing the blueprint for the education sector. I will personally ensure that the issue related to supply teachers is given due consideration. Thank you.
The Honourable Second Member for Savannah Creve.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, please, B697.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, in accordance with Section 50 of the Local Government Act 2011, as subsequently amended, the responsibility of the removal and safe disposal of dead animals from public roads and other locations rests with local authorities. The burial of animal carcasses is regulated under the Animal Disease Act of 1925. At present, I am informed that there is no officially designated burial ground for dead animals under the purview of local authorities. In practice, scavenging teams collect animals' carcasses from roadsides or other locations either upon complaints or during routine inspection. These carcasses are treated with lime, sealed in plastic bags, and transported to transfer stations for appropriate disposals. I'm further informed that in 2022, a motion was made by the Honourable Member, who was then serving as the District Councillor, to identify a burial site for deceased animals within the Suriname Cemetery or another suitable location in the Savannah region. This proposal is still under consideration. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, as regards the Ministry of Agro, Industry, Food Security, Blue Economy and Fisheries, I am advised that no state land has yet been specifically allocated for the burial of pets. Nonetheless, a formal request for this purpose was submitted by the Ministry of Agro to the Ministry of Housing and Lands during the first week of July. Furthermore, the Mauritius Society for Animal Welfare, that is the MSO, operating under the aegis of the Ministry of Agro Industry, provide disposal services for the carcasses of dogs, cats, and other small animals. These services are provided upon payment, typically ranging from 1,500 to 3,000 rupees, and include both the collection and cremation of carcasses at the incinerator located at Bassarequin, Belmore. This facility operates under the Division of Veterinary Services of the Ministry of Agro and is open from Monday to Saturday. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, the Ministry of Health and Wellness plays an important role in ensuring that any animal buried burial sites comply with public health standards. I am informed that should there be any disposal or to bury pets in existing cemeteries where land is available, prior approval from the Ministry of Health is mandatory to ensure that all sanitary and public health requirements are strictly observed. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, environmental considerations also play an important role. The Ministry of Environment, Solid Waste Management and Climate Change, through its Solid Waste Management Division, is tasked with ensuring that burial sites do not pose any risk of environmental contamination. In particular, any proposed pet cemetery must be located at least 30 meters away from the water resources, drain, or similar features to prevent contamination and to address potential impact related to climate change. The proposal to construct a new incinerator for dead animals at Saint-Martin has been proposed in 2025-2026 budgetary framework. However, the establishment of such a facility or pet burial site would necessitate a comprehensive feasibility study and significant public investment. In addition to initial capital in expenditure, ongoing costs such as staffing, equipment maintenance, and utilities must also be considered. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, given the complexity of this issue, including consideration of public health, environment protection, land use, and financial implication, I am proposing the establishment of a technical committee, and this committee will comprise relatively from the Ministry of Agro, MSO, Ministry of Environment, Ministry of Health and Wellness, and my ministry. Its mandate will be to develop a comprehensive project proposal addressing the burial and disposal of deceased animals. I am personally liaised with the Honorable Minister of Agro-Industry, Food Security and Blue Economy to advance these initiatives. Thank you.
The Honorable Second Member for Vieux-Grand-Port and Belrose.
Thank you, Mr. the Deputy Speaker. Sir, it's question B/698, please.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, I'm informed by the Road Development Authority that the Travaux Link Road, now known as the Motorway M3 Road, was initiated by the RDA on 18 February 2010 and the project completed on 30 November 2013. The cost of the initial project, comprising a total of 15.7 kilometers of dual carriageway, was 2.162 billion rupees, inclusive of VAT. The final price was 2.896 billion, inclusive of VAT, taking into consideration additional works, dispute settlement costs, remedial works, prolongation costs, and price adjustments. The contractor on the project was Colas Maurice, Colas Madagascar, Travaux Verdun Trianon Link Road joint venture. Consultancy fees paid to the consultant Aegis DCEOM International stands at 121 million, inclusive of VAT. I'm informed that during the implementation of the project, several landslides occurred during the period 2010 to 2013 in 4 specific zones of cuts, which prevented the completion of the project over a length of about 2.7 kilometers along the southbound carriageway towards Ripaille. I'm informed that several attempts were made to reprofile the slopes at that time, but given the complexity of the terrain, unusual geotechnical conditions, and the high water table, the works in whole could not be completed successfully, hence the decision of the RDA to allocate a separate contract for the treatment of the landslides in the best interest of the works. The contract was accordingly awarded to Sino Hydro Corporation Limited for initial amount of 762 million rupees, inclusive of VAT. The commencement date was 3rd October 2014, and the contract period was 457 calendar days, that is up to 2nd January 2016. Additional works were carried out for an increase in the scope of works due to redesign of slopes, installation of rock nets, extension of time with cost, and repair of landslide, bringing the contract amount to 924 million rupees, inclusive of VAT. Consultancy fees paid to the consultant Gates on the project stands at 9.8 million, inclusive of VAT. Mr. Deputy Speaker, I'm further informed that after the expiry of the defects liability period on 19 January 2015, cracks reappeared on the finished road level of the Travaux Road near Valton roundabout. The transverse cracks propagated very swiftly and the road eventually subsided due to a failure of the embankment. Several consultants were appointed by the RDA to determine the cause of the failure and to propose adequate solutions and provide assistance during supervision of the works, namely ARQ Consulting Engineers, South Africa, for an amount of 4.1 million rupees inclusive of VAT. Second, Korean Expressway Corporation for an amount of 2.7 million inclusive of VAT. And third, Water Research, contractor for the boreholes drilling for an amount of 4.3 million inclusive of VAT. Mr. Deputy Speaker, I've been made aware that at that specific time, the professional indemnity insurance of the consultant Aegis BCEOM International was still valid till December 2015. Despite that, for some obscure reasons, the then government did not at that material time explore any avenue, legal or otherwise, to recoup the cost of repairs from the consultant or the contractor. It should be highlighted that with a view to maintaining traffic on the Travaux Road at that point in time, a bypass road of 485 meters had to be constructed to avoid the damaged section. The works were allocated to Gamma Construction Limited on 2nd March 2015 for an amount of 18.3 million rupees inclusive of VAT. The work started on 3rd March 2015 and were completed on 6 April 2015. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, based on the solution proposed by KEC, namely a horizontal replacement method, the RDA awarded a contract for repair to embankment on Motorway M3 at Ripai, project to Transinvest Construction, previously known as Colas, the one of the party to whom the initial contract was awarded as a joint venture for 326.1 million inclusive of VAT. However, during the period mid-December 2017 to mid-January 2018, after frequent rainfall events, there were major cracks and slope movements, landslides on the mountainside, which affected the ongoing works. Subsequently, the contractor, based on the advice of a leading expert in geotechnical engineering, proposed to undertake pile stabilization to prevent the sliding as an additional measure. A consultancy contract was then awarded to Cerema from France for an amount of 3.2 million, inclusive of VAT, which is specialized in such type of works, to undertake the reinforcement designs and provide assistance during supervision of the works. The piling works were awarded in September 2018 to Sino Hydro Corporation Limited for the sum of 142.4 million inclusive of VAT, plus a provisional sum of 11.5 inclusive of VAT for unforeseen conditions. The order to commence was issued on 22 October 2018, and all piling work were completed on 18 February 2019. The whole repair works were substantially completed on 19 July 2019. It is also worth to note that in January 2018, there was a collapse on the left-hand side northbound, approximately 475 meters from the Ripai roundabout opposite one of the previously affected sections. In order to stabilize this section, a contract for the design and build turnkey was awarded to Sino Hydro Corporation for the sum of 133.4 million rupees inclusive of VAT. The work started on 18 February 2019 and were completed on 16 September 2019. Mr. Deputy Speaker, a project which initially started on 18 February 2010 to be completed on 30 November 2013 for a sum of 2.283 billion rupees has ended up to be completed in September 2019 for a total sum of 5.238 billion, more than twice its projected initial cost, depicting the vulnerable condition arising out of climatic change, but at the same time highlighting the weaknesses of non-timely actions which could have been taken in 2015. As regards part B1 and 2, the question does not arise.
Okay, time is over. The table has been advised that the following PQs have been withdrawn. B700, B702, B708, B704, B707, B703, B706. Motion.
Motion.
Deputy Speaker, I move that all the business on today's order paper be exempted from the provisions of paragraph 2 of Standing Order 10.
The question is that all the business on today's order paper be exempted from the provisions of paragraph 2 of Standing Order 10. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say no. I suspend the sitting for half an hour.